And welcome back to Trash It. As per usual, we've got Miss Celia all decked out. You know, I really need to contact Pearls and Comfort. She knows everyone on this set. I don't know why you got to wear more than. I don't think Moji really cares. You do. All right, we'll get a kimono for her. We will. She's got gorgeous pieces. Don't worry, I've ordered one for you. Moji, I'm loving this color on you.
Yeah, I'm trying to get used to it.
Don't worry, she'll be alright. So, Trashians, we're back as per usual. But I'm going to sort of roll back. Recently, we had a topic that we discussed around, I think we had a lived experience where we had a Motfula panel. Chinelo, unfortunately, is not here today. And it was around men relocating back to Nigeria and leaving their other half here. And Ladem here mentioned something which I wanted us to buttress on. I put some thoughts to it. You said the men are lazy. And that's why they moved back to Nigeria. So the question of today is, are men, or should I say African men, generally lazy? Or they're comfortable not to be the breadwinner as per what we're used to? Is the dynamics changing? Is it now a trend for men to just like take the backseat and let women be?
Okay, so my take would be African men. It's not all African men. Because when I think back to this, you know, when you think about South African men are known for, you know, kind of being lazy, because everyone stereotypically will say a South African man just sits at home drinking and whatever, and their women are the ones that go out and be hardworking. I don't think African men generally all over the world are lazy. I think it's when people go abroad. I think it's the system. Like when you're growing up in Africa, most people that are rich, you don't really see them do 9 to 5. You see them that they have their businesses, they've got contracts and everything. And that's just the norm that most people who are brought up in Nigeria feel like, oh, that's the way to get rich. You know, I can't really get rich from a 9 to 5, right. Which technically you can't. You can be comfortable, but you can't be the type of rich that they want. So when they come here, they find it difficult to kind of graft, and they want the easy way out. So as you say, they would say, I want to go and live in Nigeria because it's easier for me there and then here, because I don't want to do security or be a bus driver or be a cleaner
a lot of money,
or whatever. But I think there's stereotypically jobs that as Africans we see that, oh my gosh, you're a bus driver. And you say bus drivers do earn good money. Yeah, but technically some people will be like, oh, bus driver, you know, like downfall driver like in Nigeria. So I think it's the mentality, or it's like cleaners, like you think, oh, security, but as you say, securities are sort of, some of them earn great money. But people, especially in London, everybody wants to kind of be like, yeah, like I've got a professional job. Nobody really wants to be doing the low class job that they don't feel comfortable. And I remember back in the days when we were growing up, a lot of maybe my mum's friends that came and joined us, because I kind of grew up here when I was little, they used to do cleaning and stuff, but they didn't want to tell people back home that's what they were doing, because it was like, no, I used to be a bank manager in Nigeria, so how can I now tell people I'm in London and I'm a cleaner? Like people will be like, so it's cleaner, like a status it's like a status thing. And Nigerian people in general like to keep up with the Joneses. Everybody wants to be like, I got it going on and everything, so nobody really wants to admit. I remember like a friend of mine that used to do cleaning at night, you know, if you see the way she would dress, and she would be like, you know what, no one knows I'm going to do cleaning in the morning or at night time or whatever, but when you see her, you think, boy, this girl's got it going on, you know. But in the middle of the night, she's going to go and do cleaning in the offices, and or you know, so I think people want to hide that. I'm like, why are you hiding? Like, you should be proud, because you obviously are using that money to look after yourself, and you're looking good, so why are you hiding it?
What's your take?
I think it's yeah, you're right, Moji, because again, it's a status thing. Nobody wants to say my husband is a cleaner. Nobody wants to say my husband is a security officer. And again, when you're at home in Nigeria, Africa, you might be a bank manager or you might have a very affluent job, but when you come to the UK, London is a leveler. You're level with everybody else. No, you ain't got those drivers you had back home. Okay, you're running for the boss in the morning. Okay, you're going to those offices to clean. And another thing I think about is, again, the reason why people move back home, because they don't want to settle for jobs like that. And sometimes it's funny because the women seem to have better jobs than the men in a way. Yeah. In a way. It's not because the men are uneducated. It's just because maybe the women were here first and they went to uni. Because sometimes the man might think, you know what, I beg, I'm not going to uni again. I'm not going to start all over again. I already been to uni in Nigeria. I'm not doing it again for another 3 years. Whereas the woman would say, okay, you know what, I don't mind, I don't care. I'll go to uni again to do a course or two, and I can then get a job that I can say outside, okay, I'm a this or I'm a that, and I will not feel embarrassed about it. Whereas the man would want to hustle and not want to go back to university, and then they start, you know, doing 1 or 2 jobs, or in some cases even go back to Nigeria.
It's also because men sometimes lose focus. Like a lot of men, when they're dating women, sometimes they lose focus and they lose themselves in the relationship. And
how so?
Because sometimes women are always like, I need to do better. I need to like get more education, I need to get a better job, I need to, like, we're always great grafters, we want to do, regardless of whatever man, because we, in our head, we think, whatever man is coming to us, we still want to be at a certain level, so whatever man's stepping, whereas some men, like, they're a bit comfortable, and they just feel like, oh, what's the point? And then they date a certain woman, they're, like, acting like they have the money and everything, and before you know it, that relationship, it ends 4 or 5 years and they haven't done anything with themselves. Whereas a woman, regardless of whether she's with a man or not, I think generally she's like, I want to do something.
So would that be what's changed the narrative now, where we have women like being the ones, being the sort of breadwinners, bringing more to the table? Because honestly, I don't see anything wrong with security guard. I had a meeting in Canary Wharf on Thursday, and trust me, boy, the security guards, they're making it. So I think it's just...
And I think maybe it's ignorance as well.
Yeah. Bus drivers are netting like 60K.
I mean, do you know what? Let me tell you this, right? When I first came to the UK, I wanted to be a bus driver.
Do you know, if I knew, I'd have been a train driver.
I swear to God, I wanted to be a bus driver because they would, this is back in the 2000s, early 2000s, they would put the advert on the bus and they would say, bus driver earns £600 a week. And then I was at college, and when I would think of how much I was earning a month, that was it on the bus. Okay, so I thought, you know what, God, let me just get my driving license. I want to drive bus. I want to be a bus driver because I just wanted money.
The funny thing is that you're quite right. Like, if I knew that train drivers and what they earn, trust me, I'll be the one driving you on Jubilee Line by now. Yeah. Because I didn't know. Because I didn't know they were bringing that money back.
And the thing is, I think it's the confidence in your trade as well. The confidence in what you're doing. Because I'm sorry, if I was a bus driver, I don't care. You can look at me how you want, but I know that in a week I'm raking in that money. I don't care. You can be looking at me in your suit or whatever.
African status, everybody wants to be a professional. I know someone that used to be a bus driver, and he was great. He looks after his family, he made a lot of money, but I think he just felt like I can do more. And I feel when all his other friends that were project manager or software testing and other stuff, they were really doing well. He just felt actually, bus driver earns me good money. And it took him so long to think, oh, you know what? Yes, the money is great, but driving the bus, how long can I do this for? Do I really want to be driving the bus at 60 and stuff like that? So it's more for career thing, whereby you think, well, if you're in an office, you can still do certain things, and you think, when I'm older, do I really want to do this? I think when you're young, there is certain professions you can do because it's quick money, and you can say, yeah, it's fine, but it's more like, I want to do better. And I'm not saying bus drivers are not great, but I think it's more from when other people are talking that are like, whatever, you just feel a bit like,
that's the confidence I'm talking about.
I can't really contribute. What am I really going to say? You know, which is true, because what are you really going to contribute when you're driving the bus?
And the thing is, for me, I don't think African men are lazy. I think they're always overthinking it because they always want to overcompensate. They want to put food on the table. They want to provide for their family. They want to, they have a certain expectations on themselves. Oh, I want to buy my wife a Range Rover, I want to buy her this and I want to buy her that. So in order for me to do that, maybe a 9-to-5 job only cannot give me that, or maybe a 9-to-5 job won't even give me that, so they want to go and do something else. And I think again we've moved away from the era where a man wants to be the sole breadwinner in the family. I think these days men are also depending on women, and rightly so, because at the end of the day, this is London. Their bills to pay, their rent to pay, the kids are in school and things and that. They need money for things. So I believe that again, men do not only want to be the breadwinner, they also want the woman to put something on the table.
So that's why most times when people date or they're about to marry, they need to know that their significant other has got something bringing, or they're bringing in something. So I'm of the view everyone should just live and be married.
Yeah.
Like,
because at the end of the day, no man wants a liability. You know,
no
women,
woman wants a liability either.
but the thing is, women, we all the onus is it's always on the woman. The woman would always say, "Oh, the man has to have this and he has to have that." What about what we think the men might also want? The man might also want. Well, I want my woman to be driving a car.
I want my woman to be. Men are changing now. There's nobody that's going there to bring you in and start paying for your weave, pay for your nails, pay for What are you bringing to the table? Exactly. This is why, if you're gonna be a liability and pull me back, then you're not gonna be on this train. So I think it's just either way. Men,
rich people are marrying richer people's kids. Like nobody is gonna say, "I'm rich. I'm gonna go marry someone from the village," or everyone.
That only happens in Nigeria.
Like you never have going out with Otelola's daughter.
Yeah, you can never have too much money because there's just too many things to do now. So everybody just feels like, nah, I don't want someone that's gonna subtract. I need someone that would add. I like that. Yeah, man.
And rightly so. So I think this is an opportunity for women out there, whether it's in the UK, Nigeria, wherever, who are waiting for, oh, my husband will do this, my husband will train my younger brother. Forget about it. Train yourself, train your family if you want to, but don't put all the weight on your partner or your husband. Okay, because they also have their own responsibility as well. So women, we need to bring something to the table as well and not put the burden on the men, and vice versa as well.
Sometimes I could say this, and I know a lot of women will kill me for this. We're very hypocritical. Sometimes we're happy for men to be like, "Oh, I'm the husband," but you don't want to pay anything. So what exactly is your problem? If you really want to be in that relationship, you should contribute. You should bring something. You should be the woman that can cut her mouth and cut her check. So please, women out there, let's not be dubbing ourselves and be like, "Oh, the man has to be everything." If you are not like someone that's inspiring to marry someone that drives a Range Rover and you don't even have a
what do you have? You don't have
the spoke of the bicycle you don't have.
Thank you. Provision now.
Do you get what I'm saying? We sometimes set ourselves up for failure, and in the era where everything is about women empowerment, let's not be lazy. Okay, let's not be lazy. Although Moji used to feel that men are lazy.
I think some men can be lazy. I think.
I mean, there's always the exception,
it's the London weather or something, but it's cold.
It's cold.
But I think if you give a man the opportunity these days to just chill and you're happy to do everything,
I mean,
most men will be like, all right, he has a good job. Why am I stressing?
Listen.
My woman has a good job. I'm like, that woman is there. My woman has a good job.
Listen, the thing is, in Italy, in countries like Italy and all those other EU countries, do you know it's the women, that put the men in that? I'm talking about Nigerians now. I don't know about other African countries, but Nigerian women are the ones that put the cloth on the man. They pay the rent. They give the man the pocket money. And the man will,
What's wrong with the men?
I've seen videos. Okay, most of them are perhaps illegal. They don't speak the language, or maybe they don't have papers to work. And obviously the woman, because maybe the woman is, she's prostituted, she has her papers and everything. So she's the one that's earning the money. And they're getting money. And imagine a man like that cheating on the woman. I've seen videos on the internet where the Nigerian woman is feeding the man, giving the man money, and the man has gone and cheated on her, and the woman is stripping him naked of all the clothes she bought. So there are some countries like that where the African population, the woman is the one that's looking after the man.
I think the narrative is changing. I think men are comfortable with their women any more than them. How comfortable they are to a certain level, I don't know. But it's changing. It's not competition, to be honest. It's not saying, because I'm the woman, I have to earn less than you. No. As long as the money is coming to the house, that's what matters. That's what that matters.
And as long as you're doing collectively, because the money, you both can be earning money and somebody is doing something with their own money. I know someone that just went through an experience and the guy was like, bring your money, we're gonna build house in Lagos and everything and whatever. This was somebody he was dating, wasn't married to her, only for her to realise that over the ticket money, all the money she'd been giving this guy, he went to go and look at the property, he literally paid for him to get married to somebody else. She's been dating this guy for 5 years. Like they had all these great plans and everything, and she's a nurse, and she's been giving him money because he's like, we're investing in it.
Do you know the thing that bothers me?
Why would you be dating for 5 years?
Exactly. What are you?
What can you do?
I don't even know. Was there an engagement? Were they engaged?
I don't know. Maybe they were engaged, but I think he was like, he was gonna build whatever. Yeah. She paid, and I was like, why wouldn't you go? Like for me, if I'm giving you to go and invest, I need to go and see that investment as well. Some people just no, babe, you just go and do it. I trust you, and she paid for his wedding, and all the money that she was sending was to Yeah.
You see, situations like this that make women think men are lazy. But guys, it's just what it is. We just wanted to touch base on that topic because we had a lot of people that came back and like, oh, men are not lazy. I know someone said, yes, they are lazy. So, but as much as it was one that actually pinched people that way, I thought I'd bring her back to the hot seat and let her just defend herself. So, guys, we'd like to hear from you. Drop your comments, whatever you have to say. We do go live every Saturday.
Yeah.
Yes, when our videos come up, it's on Saturday, 9:30 UK time, 10:30 Nigerian time, because we're now there like an hour ahead of us. So we do go live. So come chat with myself, Mergy, Celia on YouTube, and then we can just hash it out, trash it out, and trashians. Until next week, bye.